Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Carter Srirac, also known as the Productive Dude here on YouTube. If you are a manager of a team or you conduct customer service and you have to interface with customers a lot, this video is going to help you out a ton because in today's video, I'm showing you how to create a how-to wiki in Notion. And this is basically just a database of all of the tutorials and all of the sort of processes that you need to run people through on a regular basis. And these are the things that aren't going to change often, but you just find yourself explaining time and time again. So I'm going to use two different apps within Notion to create embeddable tutorials that are going to help you out a ton when you're trying to explain things in the future, and they're just going to save you a bunch of time. So let me show you what this actually looks like in practice. All right, so this is the tutorials and SOPs database, and as you can see, we have a title here for all of the different tutorials. A lot of these are just different things that I've had to do over and over again in my agency, and I've recorded tutorials on them so that either I can go back and look at them if I forget how to do something, or I can offload it to a team member if they need to do one of these tasks. I've got a list of things that we've had to do again and again so that they can kind of go in and they can learn how to do that as well. And this just kind of duplicates myself, so it's super nice. As you can see, I have a status column here as well, and as you can see, this one here is inaccurate. That means that somebody marked it as inaccurate because maybe it's outdated. A lot of these in here are up to date, and as you can see, we have a ton of requests. So these are the ones that I haven't created yet, but I'm going to in the future. And then over here we have related tags. So these are just different ways to search for a tutorial. And we have department as well. So if there's a specific department, we can create a filter on this, and we can just show where department is attraction so that our sales team could look at something, or maybe we have a deliverable. So if somebody in our organization needs to work on a project for a client, they can just change it to deliverable department, and that's going to just give them things that have to do with deliverables. I'm going to get rid of this filter for a minute, and I'm going to show you how this works. So essentially, if you click into one of these, like let's say how to create forms using Forminator in WordPress, as you can see, I have a 26-minute tutorial here of me running through in WordPress how to use Forminator and Themify, and this is just a Loom video, so if I hit play. How's it going? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to. It's just me running through, how to do this, and I give them a step-by-step. And oftentimes I like to do these Loom videos if this is a process that's going to take a long time and it's very nuanced. So here's the other method using Scribe. So we have how to subscribe to Productive Dude. If I open this page up, you'll see that we have this workflow right here. So somebody could hit get started, and it's just gonna walk them through each and every step. It's very simple, it's to the point. It says navigate to google.com, then what? Well, you're gonna click on the search bar, you're gonna type YouTube and hit enter. And next, you're going to click on the YouTube search result. You're going to search in the field right here for Productive Dude. You're going to click on the search button, and then you're going to hit subscribe right there. So those are the two ways that I like to share a how-to in our organization, right? We have Loom videos and we have Scribe workflows. Okay, so now that you've seen how this works, I'm actually going to show you how to build one of these for yourself. And like I said, you could build one of these to share with your customers if you have recurring questions that come up a lot, or they're trying to learn how to use your software maybe, or maybe you're teaching them something and you're trying to walk them through a process that they aren't familiar with. Or this is also good if you have team members. Even if you have a small team like myself, I like to create these just so that everybody can be on board in the future. And every time that I find myself doing something repetitive, I like to create a tutorial on it just so we have a process in our system for it. Okay, so you're gonna wanna start out with a blank page, and I'm just going to make this page a table, and we're gonna name this How to Wiki. So in this first column, we're just gonna name it tutorial, and this is where you're going to put the name of the tutorial that you're referring to. Then I like to create a select column, drag that over here, and I'm gonna call this status. Okay, and the reason that we have a status column is so that we can keep track of how up to date the tutorial is. The reason that we have a status column is so that if this tutorial goes out of date for whatever reason, or it's not relevant anymore, then somebody can mark it and let you know that it needs updated. So some of the statuses that we're going to want to include here are requested, and this status is what a new tutorial will get if somebody is basically just requesting a tutorial and you haven't filmed it yet. So in my agency, one of the things that we do is we keep websites updated and maintained. So we needed to update SSL certificates a lot, and this process was a bit confusing for some people because we do it manually. So I could do how to create SSL certificates for WordPress sites. Okay, and that could be a requested tutorial. So that would just indicate to me or whoever's making the tutorial that we need to create a tutorial for this. Another status that would be good is outdated. So this is what you would mark a tutorial as if it's already been created, but there's information in it that's outdated. And then we can also create one called up to date. So this is what you'd mark it as whenever you add a new tutorial in here. And then as people find tutorials that aren't up to date anymore, they can come in and mark it as outdated if need be. And then the person who made it can go in and update them. If you stick around till the end of this video, I'll show you how to create a form that's open to the public so that people can request tutorials without having direct access to your database. And that way, you can have this database show live, but it's not necessarily editable by somebody else. Because if you're working with a large pool of customers, you only want them to see the up-to-date tutorials, and you don't want them to be able to edit your table. You also want them to be able to request tutorials without updating your table. So as I said, stick around till the end and I'll show you how to create a form where they can request different tutorials. Anyways, moving along, you could also have a tags column, and this comes standard with any new table that you create. So it's called tags off the bat, and it's a multi-select property type. So here, I could just tag it with different things that make it searchable. So let's just say WordPress, let's say internal, because this is an internal tutorial, maybe deliverable. And if you wanted to, you could also use these words internal, deliverable to signify who is able to see this. So if you wanted to create another status column or select column, you could put something in here like department. And with this department column, it's nice because you can actually filter out different tutorials for different groups of people. So maybe you have customer tutorials, and then maybe you have internal tutorials. So if you have these marked as internal, you can filter this table later on to just show internal by hitting department is internal, so that if there are customer tutorials in here, only the internal team sees them. But you could also create a public version of this table where you have just customers, and it wouldn't be editable by customers, but they could just see all of the tutorials that are customer related. Now, when it comes to actually creating these Loom videos and creating these Scribe workflows, let me show you how to actually go ahead and do that. So when you're creating SSL certificates, this isn't 100% relevant to you guys, but I'm just using it as an example to show you how to make a Scribe. So once you've installed Scribe as a Chrome extension, you can just click on it up here and hit start recording. Then you're just going to start conducting the actions very carefully so that you don't add any missteps, but if you do, it's okay, you can delete them later on. You're very carefully just going to record your actions as if you're recording like a macro in Google Sheets or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to write out 0 SSL, and I'm gonna click on this first option. I'm gonna log in, and here I can add a new certificate. And then I would just go ahead and enter the domain. So once I'm done recording my entire Scribe, I'm just gonna click back on the Chrome extension up here, hit stop recording. And then it's going to pull me into a separate page here where I can give this Scribe a name. So if I hit this button right here, I can just put how to update an SSL certificate. And as you can see, it gives us a bunch of different steps down here. So navigate to google.com, type 0 SSL and hit enter, click this one right here. And as you can see, I mean, it just creates the full step-by-step guide. If I wanted to, I could combine some steps just by hitting combine steps. And then like, let's say for login, we don't want to have all these separate steps for login. We could just check all of these and then combine selected. And then we could just change the name here to login to your account. And that would create a quick little GIF right here, just showing the steps of that. And that can be nice if there are like lots of little menial steps that seem to be obvious to the user. Like, I don't need to show them to type their email, then type their password, then hit login. I can simply create a step that's called login to your account. So you're gonna wanna go through your Scribe once you're finished with it, and you're just gonna wanna rename the steps. You're gonna wanna combine some of the steps, maybe select multiple. But once you're done with that, you have an option to turn team comments or public comments on if you want people to be able to comment on the Scribe. So if this is a customer facing Scribe, you could turn on public comments, and that way everybody that watches this could leave a quick comment. If there's a confusing part of this, at least you'll get some feedback. And you can also set it to notify you as you're getting engagement on this Scribe. Then I'm gonna hit done. Once your Scribe is created, you can hit share, go to Smart Embed, copy embed snippet, then head back over to your how-to wiki, and you can hit / type embed, enter, and then paste that, and hit embed link. And this is going to create a embedded version of this how-to right here in Notion. And you can drag this out. I'm gonna open this as a page, and if you'd like to, just to make this look a little bit nicer, you can make this full screen so that the top fills in with the entire tutorial here. And then once somebody comes in here, they can just hit get started, and they can tab through these steps, and it will give them everything that they need to know. As you can see, we even have this GIF with the multiple steps combined so that it shows, type your email, password, hit login. Now, this can be extremely useful to use Scribe for most things, but if you have something that's a little bit more nuanced, or you have an opinion that you want to add to it, or maybe a bit of extra context, then that's where I like to create a Loom video. And a Loom video is basically just a screen recording, and it'll show a little bubble in the corner with my face, and I can just walk somebody through something in a quick video tutorial that generates a share link right after I finish filming. So let me show you how to do that. So maybe we have a tutorial on how to analyze YouTube analytics. I'm also gonna add icons to these. All right, so once I'm into my YouTube analytics, I might wanna share this, and I might have a nuanced conversation that I wanna have about this. So in this case, it would be better to use something like Loom if you want to explain something. So you just click on your Loom Chrome extension after you have that installed. Once you're signed in, what you're gonna see if you click on it is you're going to get this little dashboard here that gives you your face. And if you want to, you can hide your face just by hitting this X right here. And you have different controls. You can make sure that your audio levels are good and they're coming in. You can select which camera you want to use. And then once you're ready to record, you just hit start recording. Select the screen that you want to record. If you have multiple monitors, you'll see them here. And then just hit share. And then it will start recording. So we have the timer down here. You can stop the video by hitting this check mark. You can pause it momentarily by hitting this pause button. That'll stop your recording. And then you can just hit play once again. And if I want to, I can hit camera settings here, webcam, and then I'm back in the screen, and I can drag myself around and I can talk about different things. Maybe I want to talk about this blip over here. I could just like point at this and I could say something like, hey, this blip right here might have been a result of somebody sharing our video on a blog or sharing it in an ad somewhere. I could talk about where we're at right now, what the top performing video is. And then once I'm done filming my video and my analysis, I could hit the finish recording, and then it's gonna generate this video right here. I can give it a quick name, YouTube Analytics Analysis. Then we can hit share, embed, copy embed code, head back over to Notion, and we can hit /Loom, enter, and then you paste it there, hit embed link, and this is going to embed our Loom video so that somebody can hit play right here and they can watch it. They can also leave these little reactions. They can leave a comment very quickly from this embed, so they can say, I have a question about X. They can turn on closed captioning, and this will actually auto-generate captions for you. So whenever you're talking, as you can see, it picks up what you're saying. They can speed it up if they want to. They can even make it full screen. They hit this toggle PIP button that will put it in the corner of their screen so that they can go and do something else while it's in the corner. And that's really useful if they're watching a tutorial. So both Loom and Scribe can be very useful for creating these how-tos. But how can you actually utilize this dashboard at a wider scale? So let's just imagine that I have some more tutorials in here. I'm just going to duplicate this out. Let's say some of these are customer tutorials. How to leave a review, how to edit your website after we've built it, how to subscribe to our YouTube account. So let's imagine that I have a full how-to wiki and I've recorded a bunch of Loom videos and scribes. Now what I can do with this is I can add a new page and I can make a page for customers. So this could be customer wiki, and here we could have, and here I could hit /create linked database. I could type how to, and how to wiki will pop up. Then I can click on that and it's going to put this in the screen. And if I click on this button right here, hit filter, add filter, change it to department is customer. We could then hide this column. We could hide the tags. We could even hide the status if we wanted to. And we could just have this list right here. In fact, let's just make it a list. Add view, list, and we'll hide the properties. So now we have this list of different tutorials. I'm gonna have to add that filter once again where department is customer, so that they can just see the customer related wiki. And I can lock this by hitting database lock. So now that the database is locked, this won't be editable to anybody from the outside. And if they want to, they can click into these and we would have their Scribe or their Loom down here on each of these tutorials. We could give this a title, current tutorials in our system. Maybe turn this into a call out. Make that text bold, Command B. And then as promised, I'm going to show you how to make this customer facing view into a form so that they can actually submit new tutorial requests. So you're gonna wanna head over to notionforms.io, hit login, and once you have your account created, you're just gonna hit create a new form. Now I'm gonna go back over to this how-to wiki and I'm gonna hit share, and we're just gonna hit this button right here, this field. You're gonna hit Notion Forms. You'll have to connect Notion Forms to your account when you create your Notion Forms account over at notionforms.io. Then hit invite, have it set to can edit right here. And then I'm just gonna copy link. I'm gonna head right back over to Notion Forms and I'm gonna paste the table URL. And then it's going to create this form here. So I'm gonna call this request a new tutorial. And we're going to have the status set to a pre-filled value of requested, and we're gonna make it hidden. Okay, so they're not gonna be able to see that, but when this new field comes in, it's going to automatically be requested. And then we're going to have a name. So what is the name of the tutorial you want? Okay, tags, we can hide this as well. Department, let's hide this and make it pre-filled to customer. Hit close. Then we're going to change the button color. I'm gonna change this text to request a tutorial. We're gonna change the after submission text to your request has been submitted, and then allow users to fill form again. We're gonna call that request another tutorial, and I'm gonna hit create form. Now, if I hit embed form in Notion, copy this link here. This is the how-to wiki, but if I wanted to go over to the customer wiki, on this customer facing side, we could hit /embed, enter, paste that link, embed link, and now there is a request form down here. So what is the name of the tutorial you want? they could type in a tutorial that they have a request for, how to add a form in Notion. They could hit request a tutorial. And then as you can see, it gets automatically added to this list of the wiki. And if I go back to these three dots here, actually I have to unlock this. If I go back to these three dots, properties, status, as you can see, it's automatically set to requested. So if you want to, you can keep this on so that the people who are actually using this can see which ones are requested and which ones are actually up to date. I'm gonna relock this, and what I would want to do is just hit share and share to web. We're not gonna allow editing, we're gonna keep that off. We're not gonna allow comments, keep that off. Allow duplicate as a tutorial, we're gonna turn that off. Search engine indexing, sure, we can have that on. And actually, before you can share that, you'll have to go into the how-to wiki and you'll have to share this as well. Share to web. Don't allow editing, don't allow comments, don't allow duplicate. Search engine indexing we'll keep off on this one. And if we open a new tab when we're logged out, you'll actually see that this is what it would look like on a customer facing side. So they would be able to search in here, review for instance, and they could see that, but they wouldn't be able to actually edit any of this. As you can see, if they click on these, they're not editable. They can't add anything to the inside of this. They can't edit the way that this is viewed. It's a view only essentially. And what they can do though is they can add tutorial requests. So they could do how to create this how-to wiki. They could hit request a tutorial. Then as you can see, if we hit refresh, that is going to be added to this customer wiki. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you can utilize this Notion use case. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.